be Rumble, Diana, Misfortune, and Rise. So a lot of research obviously done between these teams.
Yeah, the big things about this is you look at Kiwi Kid's top laners, and the main things he's played is Elise, Rumble, and Singed. Elise has nerfs in this patch. She lost range on her ranged Q from 650 to 625. Also, the damage went down, and that was put in the melee thing. So Elise isn't as strong. Diana is something they run top lane or mid lane as well, and Singed got hit in the patch too. So the only thing that was kind of left for Kiwi Kid was Rumble, but they banned that out. So this is very much stopping Kiwi Kid from being effective. Voyboy wants to destroy him in this matchup, and you can see Curse's strategy is revolved around it.
And the funny thing is, talking to the players beforehand, obviously, Curse think Dignitas have been hurt by this patch. Dignitas think Curse have been hurt by the patch because of, obviously, Kiwi Kid's losses, but also the Jarvan loss for St. Vicious.
And I'm wondering what St. Vicious is going to play as well. The thing is, they got the Volibear right away, and then the Nasus was picked on the other side. So it's like, those are the two junglers that they play now. It was Jin Zhao and Jarvan and Vi at the start of the season. All three of those were hit, and they're just like, well, we'll play the other guys that are now at the top. So what's going to happen if Nasus and Volibear get hit? Then it's going to be crazy for these guys, but they've already locked in their junglers. I mean, Caitlyn is a really smart pick for I'm a Cutie Pie. It's like, he knows Cop wants to be really safe and passive. They've already gotten rid of Misfortune, so it's like, what are you going to play now? How are you going to be passive?
Yeah, and he takes away Varus as well. So long-range champion. And that's going to give Cop a thought there. And it's giving St. Vicious thoughts, that's for sure. You can see he's contemplating, but what will Dignitas go? They're normally very clever in their picks and bans.
Big thing is Kale is available. Skara loves Kale. He seems to pick it all the time. The fact they didn't first pick Kale is a little jarring, considering Volibear was first picked for Curse in the first place, so there was no immediate pressure to pick Nasus. But because it didn't get taken on the backside by Curse, I would expect it to come out of Dignitas. Really, Skara's champions are like Gragas, Diana, and Kale. And he could go either way, but Kale does seem like the stronger choice for him.
Well, the fact that they have got Caitlyn in there, are we expecting to maybe see a similar thing? At the moment, similar picks to COG right now.
Right, I mean, they got the two of the three. Here comes Janna, right? They have played it in the past. Obviously, we talked about the game they had against Marin, where Patoy just went crazy minion kill-wise with Janna. But, I mean, Lulu's available. I think that's the thing they're going to lock in. Patoy is an Alistar, Zyra, and Lulu player through and through, right? So he's very versatile, but that's the smart pick for them.
And that's a tower-pushing monster they've got right now. And the fact that, like you mentioned, Skara happy on Kale. Instant lock in there for a Jackie. And whoa, and we do have a Karthus as well.
This is it. It's Gragas top lane for Voyboy. He does this, and he has done it in the past. He doesn't actually know what he's playing against on Dignitas' side, unless he's over-scouted Kiwi Kid. I mean, I'm expecting Kiwi Kid to go with something like a Renekton and just try to brawl Gragas, and that I feel like that's tough for Voyboy, but like, Voyboy pulls off magic in the top lane sometimes. You think he's just done for, and it's like, first blood, minute into the game is Gragas level 2. You're like, how did that happen? And that's a really bold lineup for Curse. That is not something we've seen them run remotely all year.
So, switching it up here. Patoy with the final choice. What will Kiwi Kid go with? He's had a lot of his champions banned out. Is he going to have something new prepared, or will it just be Singed?
Yeah, Singed with the nerfs. I'm not sure if he wants to run this against them. Yes, Singed is good against like heavy AP compositions because he can itemize that quite well, but man, it was a Renekton like I thought. Yeah.
Your crystal ball is back.
It's back.
Yeah, you obviously left it here. It's clearly what it was.
Feel at home with Curse and Dignitas for some reason. Maybe it's because I played for the team.
You knew exactly. You're reading, you're channeling the inner Skara right now.
Yeah.
So what do we see from these two team compositions? There's obviously a lot of damage, new stuff coming out from Curse here after their week away.
Curse has a nuke-heavy composition, right? Like, Varus will lead the fights off with his ultimate, and then Cop is going to sit in the back, right? Like, it's all about burst and crowd control for Curse. They're very much about surviving laning phase and just blowing you up right at the start of it. For Dignitas, it's the lane game again. Renekton, probably the most solid top laner that we've seen from these players. They pick it consistently. Scar's at home on Kale. Cutie Pie picked Caitlyn for the lane. Dignitas wants to win the lanes. Curse wants to blow people up in team fights.
We'll see minutes without a single kill.
I don't think we're going to see that from these teams. These teams tend to take a lot more aggression early. I mean, we're talking with Dyrus at the end of that last game, and he's saying, you know, COG does like to avoid confrontation fairly frequently. But you look at the last time these teams played where Dignitas just ripped through Curse at the start of the game. They're going to take the initiative fast. St. Fish is going to take the initiative fast. When he's playing Volibear, like, they didn't really realize the power of Volibear until they played against KT Roaster B at the MLG exhibition matches. Now they fully know. And here we go, right away, they're running into each other.
My word, you see Crumbs coming straight around. He does take a bit of poke and puts the ping ward down instantaneously. And that is going to cause some problems. And wow, instant fights possibly. Back and forward, and the pink ward goes down from Curse. Let the war begin with the wards.
Boom, the 125 gold advantage right now for Curse because they killed that pink ward. But we talked about the lanes. Look at the triple red elixir on Dignitas. They really, really are looking to beat the lanes. So if they fall behind to an early ploy, it's going to be bad. There's a lot of wards out. Saintfish is just kind of taking free harass in mid lane. And I don't think either of these teams is going to invade, but they have managed to ward each other's junglers.
Yeah, they both went in for that one, and both realize they've got no pink ward, so they know that that ward is there. There's nothing they can do about it, so will they change their strategy? It's looking like Dignitas going for a bit of a late invade here in towards the red.
Yeah, and they're a little bit spread out here, so if Curse could somehow go in early, Dignitas would have seen that ward over the wall, so they know the Curse is in the area. We could very well see something like this here. Dignitas would have to lead with the ward into that brush if they want to see the engagement. This could be a huge thing. It's 4v5 though because Kiwi Kid is running up top.
Absolutely. Dignitas have no idea that there's a 5-man Curse in this bush, and this is going to be explosive. They're both going to go out. The red buff will spawn in just a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and Dignitas is going to be going for red buff. I feel like this is advantage Curse, or they're just waiting.
Wow.
Oh no, Saint's going in, 4v5.
Patience game, Saintfish goes in, the aggression goes down, Saintfish taking low, as is Skara, and the ignite comes out, the exhaust is used, Skara goes down, it's first blood, it's Cop that picks it up, and the belly slam comes out from Voyboy. It's Voyboy going down now, Crumb's in trouble as well, he's going to get dropped, one more shot, double kill for Cop, and would you believe it's a 3-1 for Curse already?
The mind games were victorious for Curse. They sensed it, like they only saw Dignitas invade through the one ward in the river, and then they thought a minute later they were going to be here. They put the ward down beforehand. They knew they were 4v5. Dignitas was trying to outweight them because they'd seen the ward be placed over the wall and they thought they'd be forgotten about. But because Kiwi Kid was up top for that early advantage, disaster. Because Voyboy teleported up right after the 3-for-1.
And if Kiwi Kid was there, that may well have been a very different fight, but it wasn't. He had Ignite, he could have got a full-on slice and dice on everyone and put a lot of pressure down, and now we're seeing Elements harassing Crumbs.
And this is the start that Curse really needed. The triple red elixir start for Dignitas was all about the lanes.
Oh, they're collapsing
and
on
now they got
Elements.
to be real careful because Skara getting caught out in the mid lane.
As it is, we do see Nijaki keeping the pressure down. Crumbs is going to pick up that blue buff. They did try and collapse, but instead they forced him away from that one. And now, well, we do see it's a 0-1-1. I'm a cutie pie, something he's not been used to. And Cop, hasn't gone back, so he's got a heck of a lot of gold on him already. Got those 2 kills and the assist. He must be sitting on nearly 1,000 gold already that he could go back and buy. Yeah, it's 1,100.
Yeah. Close to 1,200, right? And the only thing that Cutie Pie would have to do here, if he can somehow get his level advantage back, would be beat him in the lane right now with his red elixir. But as soon as Cop shops, that lane is pretty much over for Dignitas.
So Kiwi Kid keeping the pressure on, despite the fact he had that free lane while they were all fighting in that. He knew he had a lot of advantages there. He's not getting anything over Voyboy. Voyboy's got those 3 assists, in fact, and Voyboy probably ahead in gold as well. But yeah, we do see, yeah, there you go. Immediately sat on 1,000 gold, exactly the same goal back between the two, which is, how does that work out when he's had 3 assists over him? I guess, it's because there's that many people getting the assists. There wasn't a big split, was there?
Exactly, because the assist gold is always half of the kill gold, and if everyone participates in the assist, the pool is much smaller, as well as obviously the 5 or 6 minion kills that Kiwi Kid got extra before Voyboy got up there. And it was an interesting start by Voyboy as well. He's gone with the utility spec Raga, so he's got like the Explorer Ward and the Total Biscuit, and he's actually just farming out Kiwi Kid. The lane's in a really bad spot for Kiwi Kid as well, so Voyboy's safe up there.
Yeah, we've seen St. Vicious using the pink ward on the tri-bush there, so he really wants to keep some aggression, keep that pressure, and keep the fear, I think, on Dignitas in that bottom lane. And speaking of fear, here he comes.
Look out, because he pink ward out. There's no flashes no, there's both flashes. They should be able to get away.
They flash in on towards Patoy. They do already flip him. They're not going to get enough damage down, but it is going to be enough to harass them. There's the shot coming out from Cop, but it is just going to force them back.
So they did manage to burn Patoy's flash, and the ward advantage sticks through for Curse in that bottom lane. Dignitas really has to crawl their way back here, and there's an interesting thing with all of Dignitas' items. They actually started like all consumables except for the Butcher's Blade on Crumb, so just now in their first back are they actually buying real items that will last them a little bit of time.
Well, Kiwi Kid is going to keep pressure on there, but as you mentioned, you know, Voyboy is one of those few top laners, like Shusha, I guess, that used to play Gragas in that top lane long time ago. So it's now, is it really becoming that viable again that we could be seeing the Season 1 turnaround with the meta, all the APs coming back in there?
Well, it's definitely viable for Voyboy. Like, this is something he's done a lot in solo queue. And Gragas is the type that has the escapability in the long lane, that he's able to push up a little bit and would still be able to run away. And because of all the AD he gets from his drink, he can actually kind of brawl a little bit. So he's just playing it safe, and they're generally picking it just so they can fit the double AP. It's a solid pick in that top lane.
And we do see, again, that bear tippy-toeing into the bush. Can he get on across towards Cutie just showed himself, and they already knew he was there. But we do have Crumbs as well coming down.
Yeah, he got spotted out by that ward in the river, realizes it now because he's pink warded the brush, but because of that whole situation, there's no way Crumbs is sneaking up on anyone, and that lane is going to continue to get farmed out bot.
Yep, he's going to work his way down. The barrels keeping Kiwi Kid well away, and now this time it's Crumbs' turn to sit and wait, lay and pray. The dog is ready to pounce, but instead he's going to back.
Yeah, there's not much pouncing to be able to do in that, as Kiwi Kid trying to get very, very aggressive onto Voyboy, but I don't think much is going to happen. And I got to really kind of applaud the pick of Varus by Curse, because especially against Nasus, who just shuts down your attack speed, the amount of spells and kind of AD caster that Varus has become means that despite the wither, he's going to be able to make meaningful contributions throughout the game.
Well, they continue back and forward, and now the fact that Cobb has gone back, he's got that Vampiric Scepter, he's got that boots, he's got a big advantage built up over Cutie Pie, who's only got the longsword to go with those boots. Definitely going to be causing problems, but as it stands, the fact that he's on Caitlyn, he does give him that long-range poke. The fact that he's got Lulu alongside him, he can still cause problems.
Yeah, but he doesn't outrange Cop as badly as he's going to outrange the other AD carries. Couple things about Varus is he's 575 range. Most AD carries are 550, and he's got move speed advantage. But there's a just aggressive Requiem. Oh my goodness, we didn't see that coming. That was the harass and hitting 6. Nijaki did the smartest thing. He pinged 6 down in the jungle, so Scar couldn't even call it.
Just simply said, yeah, you go on, keep the pressure on him. They seem to be going aggressive. You're going to get it. And here comes St. Vicious. He's going to come around the back. And now Patoy's in trouble. Crumbs is about to come from the top lane. Patoy's going to get in there. The rest of his team have backed off and left him.
Yeah, the creep wave ran out. They're not able to get there yet. So Dignitas has the ability to just respond to this. No flash on Patoy.
Now he's going to come in there. And actually St. Vicious is just going to simply use it. The wither goes down. Crumbs does put a lot of damage down on him. And St. Vicious realized, if I hit Patoy here, I'm a dead Dan.
Yeah, he made sure that his bear would stay alive for a little bit longer. Even though Volibear can tank a lot of turrets with his passive, he's not willing to take that risk. They got a 4-for-1. Cop has complete control of this bottom lane, and they don't want to let them swing back in favor.
No. We do see the Crocodile going back and buying. He's at 61 CS, has got a slight advantage over Voyboy, and actually has pressed him into that turret pretty much the whole first 8 minutes of this laning phase. They are 12,100 to 10,000, so it's a 2k difference. There's not a lot swinging, despite that 4-1 kill advantage.
Yeah, and the fact that it was 3-1, like a minute and a half into the game, means Dignitas has held off fairly well. St. Vicious is living in the bottom lane, so they're really trying to punish Cutie Pie. Here's the teleport. Cutie Pie's dead.
He's a dead man. The flip comes in, and it's Voyboy with the belly slam to finish it off. And that is a dead, long-haired Cutie Pie.
So even though Voyboy had been getting pushed into his turret against Kiwi Kid, he was never really in threat, and he was able to turn that teleport into a big kill. Got to keep in mind, Voyboy's down a combat summoner in that top lane because he's brought the teleport. So good play by them, and it's just a matter of getting some presence up top again so they don't give up a turret for that kill on Cutie Pie.
Voyboy's sticking around actually in this mid lane. It is giving Kiwi Kid all the time to free farm and keep the pressure on that top. Jackie looks like he's going to go towards the top lane instead, so they're having a lane switch here. Why would that be? I mean, is Kiwi Kid causing that many problems for Voyboy?
No, I think this was a matter of convenience. Voyboy was just swinging up through the mid lane, didn't want to waste the time to run there again, and since Jackie was in the base already, he's like, fine, I'm going to run top. So we'll see if that convenience lane swap is going to cost him, because Karthus is not as strong of a 1v2 laner as Gragas. Despite Hotshot trying him last week in a top lane, it doesn't work out for him, and immediately when they see Karthus in the top lane, they know he's vulnerable. Crumbs might go for a dive with Kiwi Kid here.
Yeah, we saw it last week, like you mentioned. Hotshot GG tried to run that in the top lane, and Jackie's like, well, I'm going to check this tri-bush. I'm kind of not sure. I'm going to put a ward down. Oh, surprise! I see a big dog.
So one step ahead right there by Curse. They recognized the vulnerability, and they went to close it immediately. This is getting the blue buff over to Jackie, but they're still not pushing Kiwi Kid out of that top lane. Gotta say, for all the advantages Kiwi Kid has kind of been granted in that lane, he hasn't done a huge amount of capitalization. He was there at the start of the game, so he had an experience edge early on Voyboy. Voyboy teleported down. He's been playing against the Karthus as well. Yes, he's out minion killing, but he hasn't gotten damage on the turret, and he hasn't gotten any kills.
The one and only difference right now is the fact that Crumbs has a slight edge on St. Vicious in terms of experience, but I feel that's just going to swing back and forward. Of course, St. Vicious is backing off to base now. Well, we do see Crumbs clearing out. In fact, no, he's going towards Dragon. Now they're going to start the Dragon off here.
So they got the pink ward on the Dragon at the moment. They know that Voyboy just swung top lane and has no teleport, but Kiwi Kid is down there on Renekton as well. The ultimate was popped by Crumbs, so if they don't get this Dragon now, they can't fight afterwards. Nash Assault kills Dragon real fast, by the way, and they get this no problem.
It's going to be Dignitas picking it up and closing that gold gap. 5-1 still in kills, but it is just 1,000 gold between the two, and they are keeping this one up. You can see in terms of CS, it's actually very even in the mid lane. There is an advantage for Cop. You'd expect that. He's got the BF sword very early on. He got the Vampiric Scepter very early and had those 2 kills given to him very early on. So you'd expect that 20 CS difference. But as it stands, they're keeping in this one, Dignitas.
Yeah, and I'm a Cutie Pie really just has to survive as far as it goes. The fact that he's already died 3 times means he actually doesn't have to worry that much about dying again. He's worth substantially less gold, and Cop won't get incredibly fed off of it. But here comes St. Vicious going for Scar.
He's going full pause in. He does manage to get the flip down. Remember, St. Vicious can use that ultimate if he wants to. In fact, he's trying to see if he can survive without it. Whoa, he left that one late.
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. He left it too late. He was trying to bait for the Requiem, and you can see St. Vicious keeping the pressure on. Very well played.
Skara, I think, wanted to ultimate the Frenzy Bite from St. Vicious because that's going to do the majority of the damage, but there were too many executes that were ready to come down. He got one. Well, he actually missed the Frenzy, missed the Requiem as well. The Skittle would have killed him, so he had to pop his ult anyway, but it was essentially at the end of the day a waste.
Very much good play by Curse there, keeping the pressure down and working away on that turret, taking that half of the hit points off that mid turret. You can see this bottom turret, that is getting pressured, of course. The fact that Cop has that BF sword now, you can see the chunks coming off that tower is just dropping very, very quickly. And Cutie Pie doing what he can to keep them away. They may even take the turret here. You can see Elements actually stayed a little bit too long. Can they go aggressive? No.
Yeah, Elements wanted that turret to fall because he was going to pound a crescendo right there, and then the Verisalt would follow up, but they couldn't kill the turret instead. That's fine for them, though. I'm a Cutie Pie has to go back into the lane. And not only is this a 2,100 gold advantage for Curse, Dignitas started with 3 Elixirs of Fortitude. So that's another 750 gold that has just been expended straight off the bat. So this lead, 3,000 now, is closer to 4.
So big, big advantages building up for Curse. The current #1 in the LCS and looking like they could try and stay there right now. A win over Dignitas would definitely stretch that lead massively. There's not really anyone other than Dignitas that could catch them right now, I feel, unless they went on a massive tilt.
Yeah, I think we were talking with the Odd One, and he was saying even if TSM won every single game for the rest of the year, there's no way they're passing Curse because they only got 2 more games against Curse, and if Curse wins out, they're fine. So really, Curse controls their own destiny, and they're doing a great job winning it here.
Well, they don't have Twisted Fate, so they're not controlling destiny yet.
Oh, God.
I know, Freak's not here, so I had to pull out a bad pun now and again.
But the good news is that we have Curse with the lead in this time. Rod of Ages being completed onto Jackie, and he is just controlling Skara in the lane, which is another surprising thing. Skara on Kale usually controls the enemy, but Jackie's done such a great job farming on Karthus that it's just been the other way around.
And you can see he's completed that Rod of Ages. Meanwhile, Nash's tooth for Skara. Actually, he's been talking about 3.5 Skara has, and he's like, why did you nerf my Nash's tooth? But he could see why. He could see why he needed to do it. He was like, yeah, okay, yeah. He kind of needed to do it. The pressure, though, is Curse. They are starting to group up in that mid lane. Remember, they've already taken half the health off that mid turret. So if they could do a condensed push on towards it, Voyboy's gone back down the bottom. Cop's gone up towards the top. And Kiwi Kid trying to put pressure on him, but realized I'm up against an almost infinity-edged Cop right now.
Yeah, and the great thing about Varus against Renekton is Renekton usually stacks a huge amount of health, but the Blighted Quiver that he's going to be able to cut through every time he decides to detonate it will be good for him late game. This is looking pretty dire for Dignitas. Like, they're trying to kind of stall and stay in it. They did pick up the Dragon, but they're slowly falling behind in pressure, and they haven't been able to turn around any kills whatsoever. So now Kiwi Kid, who was the kind of lone member pulling ahead for Dignitas, is getting 1v2.
Getting picked on. They're trying to do the same to Voyboy. Voyboy's actually sitting it out in the bush. He's waiting. You're going to see an explosive cast come out very quickly on towards Cutie Pie. As soon as he comes around that corner, I expect him to go full aggression. There's a barrel comes out, rolls through, doesn't bother following it up there because Patoy was with him.
Yeah, he's not going to deal with that 1v2. You're not bursting out someone through a Lulu ult if you're just a solo Voyboy, but this is one of the reasons he likes this. He's going to just spam these barrels, trying to get him low. It's not the kill, but at least he's forcing him back in the lane.
And he's going for Patoy now. He's rolling out that barrel, as it were, on towards Patoy. He's going to have the belly slam back up in a moment. And there's the wild growth. Oh! Flashes out the belly slam. But Voyboy continues. Requiem's going to come out. He wants to get the barrel on Cutie Pie. He gets the kill. Now Jackie takes it down. And wow, they had control.
They know exactly what they were doing. I was like, Voyboy's not going to 1v2. Voyboy, He's 1v2ing. He's going for it. And it absolutely worked. Dignitas is so far behind, especially now an 0-4 I'm a Cutie Pie. Can't deal with the burst that Curse is just hitting them over and over with.
Absolute damage, and it's Nijaki that's picking the benefit up. That's the scumbag Requiem that you have on your team. It's like, I'm just going to press R, and we're going to win.
Well, we're kind of talking about the way Curse plays, right? Like, St. Vicious will roam around a lot. Voyboy's the playmaker in top. Cop is the assist master, but Jackie camps his lane. So if he's on Karthus and he's not getting pressure in the lane, it's like the perfect thing because he gets to support all the lanes without roaming. This has always been the strength of Karthus, and because those Requiems are so effective, Dignitas really seems out of sorts, and again, the top lane's getting pushed. We'll see if Dignitas can collapse on them, but there's so many wards on the map and so much control, Curse doesn't really seem to be getting caught out.
Crumb's using the wither pretty early on Cop there. Does get a Q down. And you can see Kiwi Kid, he's trying to get in. The flash comes out with a crescendo straight away there. Kiwi Kid with the exhaust down on him. Cop's trying to keep the pressure on. Can they get that kill death ratio down? No, they cannot. Skara was coming around the side, but there's the explosive cask blowing in Crumbs there. He's going to come in, put the intervention down. Nice timing there. And he's going to be coming out with 3 kills. Fantastic play, fantastic turnaround from Dignitas.
And they got the turn after all that. Skara coming in and actually just not going for Cop was the biggest surprise for Curse because it managed to get them Voyboy and Elements. They don't care about the KDA stats. That death would have been huge for Cop, and he was dead to rights. But Dignitas made the right play, got 2 kills and a turret for it.
So, turnarounds from Dignitas. It's going to give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. 2,000 gold difference between them. 7-3 in kills, but equal in turrets. And now it's Dignitas stacking up. They're heading towards that dragon. It is spawned, and they're going in.
It was kind of just like that they pulled back in. Because of the blue buff that was on Scar before that play and the Nashor's Tooth, his intervention's already back up. I wonder if that's going to catch Curse out of sorts. The big thing is Crumbs and Kiwi Kid are down ultimate, so Dignitas can't rush this right away. Otherwise, they'd be at a bit of a disadvantage. There's actually a lot of ults down across the board. These teams want a slight delay before they really brawl. Here they go.
Crumbs has been caught out. There's a lot of pressure. He gets flipped in, but the wild growth and intervention at the same time, that's actually mitigating and not working too well. Nijaki, he wants to get himself involved. He's going to get taken low, but Cutie Pie's not going to finish that one off. Explosive cast comes on towards Kiwi Kid as Jack jumps out of his seat almost there as Cutie Pie tries to get the pressure on. You can see Voyboy, he's going to chase in towards Kiwi Kid. Skara tries to give him a bait. One more barrel will be enough. Can he land it at the right time? He goes in towards it. Kiwi Kid dodges out of it, and now he's going to get caught out by the belly slam. Oh, and Elements comes in with a Q and finishes off nicely.
So Curse way ahead in that one. It was because Dignitas with the ultimates from Nasus and Renekton just couldn't have the sustained fight. Yes, Curse was down ultimates as well, but Voyboy got the ultimate back at just the right time, and they rolled through him for another dragon.
Wow, wow, wow. That's all I can say about that fight. 4,000 gold, just the turning point that Curse needed after that loss in the top lane. And it keeps a big advantage now, a big hold over Dignitas, and now they're pressuring this mid lane. Not going to go straight in for it. They realize that Dignitas have respawned. They're all coming back, and they're going to go spend some of that big gold that they've managed to build. You can see Infinity Edge now coming out for Cop. He's got that, had that Vampiric Scepter from very much at the start. St. Vicious, Runic Bulwark already picked up 18.5 minutes into this game. Great advantage for St. Vicious, 1-0-5 in this one. And of course, we're going to see Nijaki. He's probably going to get, is he going to go Zonya's in now? What's he heading towards?
Nijaki is unknown at this point. Like, the Rod of Ages is a great start. He really can go any direction he wants. Zonya's against this team might be a good idea because he's probably just going to be kind of flashing in and going for it. But the rest of the team, just the burst, he could just be going straight for Rabadons as well. They get so much burst from Voyboy, and Jackie wants to come in at the end of fights, and it's really just a matter of farming. The fact that Jackie's sitting on 1,200 gold as I try to figure this out more and more tells me he's going for an Industry Large Rod next, which would signal Death Cap.
It does signal Death Cap, and Curse pressuring in that mid. Skara, of course, on his favorite champion, and while you were away, we did the stats on really these champions, and actually, despite the fact Kayle has had 48 or 49 bans against Kayle so far in the LCS, actually only has like a 30% max win ratio.
That's unreal. Like, sometimes those highly contested champions, people just pick them like so early, they're just jumping on top of them right away because that allows the other team to plan it, right? They knew, Curse knew that if they left Skara Kayle, he was going to play Kayle. And they went for a huge kill everyone at once AoE composition, and that makes immediately intervention less valuable because you only get to intervention just the one target, whereas everyone's getting hit by the AoE.
Gives them the choice. Who are you going to save, yourself or your buddies, when that Requiem comes out? Oh, Skara does try and catch a glimpse on towards St. Vicious. Will clear out that ward. Did have a pink of his own down as well. It is St. Vicious now in that mid lane. A little poking towards Crumbs as Nijaki continues to farm it out. It's in terms of the farm, very much a battle between these. Kiwi Kid still winning out in the farm against Voyboy, but obviously the 1-2-4, the fact that he's been teleporting into these fights and picking up kills and assists has helped out Voyboy. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see Nijaki has that advantage, but he is 3-0-4. Big advantage over Skara in 1-2-2 there. Meanwhile, the AD carries 2-0-4. Of course, there's 2 kills picked up by Cop early on. Give him a CS advantage as well. Mid lane being pressured here by Dignitas.
Yeah, Dignitas trying to make something happen, but they just can't seem to get it. QtPie is doing so much to get himself back in this game. They can't overpower anything that Curse is doing unless they have the AD carry cleanup at the end. Kiwi Kid consistently now fighting against 2 people in the top lane as well, and Dignitas does just entirely have their backs against the wall.
Voyboy does have that Morellonomicon now, as well as the Source Boots, so he's going full AP explosive on them. Of course, did get the Seeker's Arm Guards in there, so maybe going for a little bit of defense. Of course, he was against Renekton, so you'd expect that. St. Vicious taking a lot of tower damage there, actually. Skara couldn't quite follow up on it.
They're just trying to poke down this turret. Amongst all the chaos, the fact that Dignitas has only lost 1 turret in 22 minutes is quite an accomplishment. I mean, it does say the Curse is looking more for kills. Gotten 9 of them. The Dragon was the last thing they picked up as well, but like, for how controlling they've been, 3,500 gold is not that much. Their builds do seem a little better. The fights have really been going their way, and the fact that QtPie is so far behind on farm all point really well for Curse. But if it stretches too long and QtPie actually gets items, Curse definitely hasn't won this one yet.
Well, they're actually gaining in gold. If I remember rightly, when the big fight at Dragon went down, they were over 4,000 gold ahead.
I think so, yeah.
So I think Dignitas are actually clawing this one back in terms of gold. You can see it's just 3.4k gold now, so it is definitely working in their favor. QtPie doesn't want to take too many of those barrels, though. They do hurt. And Voyboy is starting to stack up a lot more damage.
I'm sure they still have memory of that Voyboy 1v2 that came in at the Requiem at the end, and they're got to be careful of that one. You can see in bot lane, they're like already just running away from Voyboy. That amount of pressure in a 1v2 like that is just so hard to replicate, and it's really giving Curse an edge in that bot.
Crumbs is just coming around the side there. He spotted St. Vicious, I think, going up towards the top. Kiwi Kid needs to be avoiding the danger here. He's going to head through that tri-bush. There's nothing to warn him. Kiwi Kid is just going to back away. He knows there's surely a 3v1 stack in that top lane now.
And you can see Dignitas moving to help as well. Crumbs trying to make it up. I wonder if Kiwi Kid can hold. The minions are there as well, but Curse respecting Dignitas' tower holding ability, falling back. And the fact that Jackie's going back as well means if Scar shoves real fast, they're pinging the turret. He's like, I'm taking this.
Yeah, Int wants to take it. Jackie immediately coming straight back. He goes back. I'm going to buy the death cap, and I'm running back. Let's see what that Requiem can do next time he comes around. It's going to certainly be hurting quite a lot. Skara, though, with that creep wave, it's going to clear it out. But Jackie has got back in time.
Yeah, gone back in time. Was that a joke that I missed? Or
no, that wasn't a joke. I said he got back in time.
Oh, got back in time.
He's not gone back to the future, man.
I was really confused.
Not
it's like
Brown.
He's playing Karthus, not silly. What's going on? But he pushed out. And that's an old school Karthus build, to be fair. That's what we saw all through Season 2 when Karthus was big, was always Roa into Death Cap. And the fact that Nijaki's got...
The problem there was Nijaki's power went out on his keyboard and mouse, which is a problem. You can't do a great deal without your keyboard and mouse. They are effectively your hands and legs in the game of esports.
And look at this item build for Scar.
Whoa.
He just finished his Death Cap, and everyone on Dignitas is building elixirs right now. So Crumbs, QtPie, and Skara across the board, 4 elixirs. They know that the Dragon is going to be up here. They want to fight here. This is their move to make it back in the game. They're not going to wait until 35 minutes to make this happen. They're going now.
Oh, they can't quite see that ward. They put the pink down around Banana Bush, but they can't see it. But like you mentioned, they chug the potions down. They're going aggressive. They're going straight on towards Nijaki. Can they get him down and get out of that defile as quick as possible? Wild growth from Kiwi Kid goes down. Patoy's going to get spotted. It is Nijaki that goes down. Here comes the Requiem. Patoy will drop QtPie. Oh, so low. Didn't go down from it, though, but it is Elements getting Kiwi Kid at the same time. And now St. Vicious. Oh, flash flip coming out from St. Vicious there. Excellent stuff. That is exactly why Snoopy's been talking about the flip flash being required on Volibear. And Crumbs is really the only man standing. QtPie did get away from that one, but he's got nothing left.
Yeah, Dignitas made the play. They didn't get the Dragon, and they've lost the fight. This is a huge power play for Curse. They're getting the turrets, and Dignitas is still down members. Honestly, QtPie's got to be careful.
Oh my god, he's going to get caught out. Surely the barrel from Voyboy. No, he stood on the trap. He stood on the trap and couldn't follow through, and that must have been painful for Voyboy. You can see in his face, it's just
It's a painful lost kill, but they're going to win the war, it seems like, because that fight was a huge swing for them. The investment that Dignitas put into that, building 4 elixirs before that fight, 1,000 gold dumped in, to still lose it is not good in the long run. Nijaki had really good positioning throughout that fight. He flashed in right at the end, got a really big Requiem off. Cop stayed invincible, did not die, didn't really take damage throughout that fight, and now Curse is really, I feel like, in control.
It seemed to me that actually just Kiwi Kid went in a little bit too early, caught his team off guard. You know, they were all planning to go in, but he kind of needed Crumbs to go following straight behind him with that ruining bulwark, but he went in that early that he took a lot of damage straight away, and Nijaki, of course, getting aggressive. That flash flip, though, from St. Vicious, we had Snoopy talking about it on the EU LCS with yourself, talking about the difference between having the Ghost and having the flash on Volibear.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of the surprise, right? Ghost probably would have been better throughout the fight if he's chasing people down. And if he had Ghost, he would have gotten him in that situation anyway. It's the initiation that the flash flip is substantially better in. And Cutie Pie's in a lot of trouble. Cop just brawling him.
He cleanses out of it, but I don't think he's forcing him back, and he does just defend him.
And actually, Kiwi Kid coming in from the back as well, trying to fight St. Vicious, but he can't go, and he's going to get caught here.
He's going to get caught. There's the flip. Nijaki comes in with a defile, but the rest of Dignitas coming swinging around. Can they turn the fight around? Instead, they just have to use defensive duties on Kiwi Kid. Voyboy coming in. He gets the Bally Slam, but intervention comes out from Kiwi Kid. Crescendo came out. It's Patoy that gets caught out there, and now Crumbs goes back in, but there's just not enough damage, and Curse pick up another kill and the tower.
And Dignitas is falling apart a little bit here. The entire time, Cop was split pushing that lane after soloing Cutie Pie. Then Kiwi Kid also made a mistake of his own, got caught out by Curse. Curse is capitalizing on every little thing that Dignitas is pulling off right now and just not letting up.
It is working very well for them. And Dignitas, well, they haven't lost an inhibitor yet, but they are 9,000 down in gold. 14-4 in kills, 3-1 in turrets. Big advantages for Curse, and that's starting to equate into some pretty big items. You can see Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and Bilgewater Cutlass already picked up by Cop. Now he's got the Fortitude Pot just to keep himself extra safe. He's got to nurse that KDA. It's 405, and it's just ever increasing over the rest of North America.
Yeah, I'm sure in that early tower dive where Voyboy and Elements ended up dying, Cop was like, I thought for sure I was dead there. Cop is still in single-digit deaths. This is his 15th game in the North American LCS. He is just immaculately alive all the time, and I think it's going to continue for the rest of this game unless Dignitas just makes it their sole mission to kill him instead of trying to come back in this game, because the front line from Curse is like so immense right now, with Jackie flashing in, with St. Vicious going there with the bear, Voyboy diving through everybody with Gragas. Like, Cop almost has to work to die.
Has to throw himself in there to die, and well, in complete retrospect, Cutie Pie, he can't catch a break right now. He does finally manage to catch Voyboy in a trap there, but 0-5-2, just with that Bloodthirster and Phantom Dancer and Berserker Greaves, he's definitely felt a long way behind Cop.
Yeah, and Cop, if he can get that Blade of the Ruin King, will be even more powerful. Big thing here, Voyboy's got Teleport. If Dignitas tries to fight them in the Baron area, you can see Curse has really the entire area warded up. Patoy hasn't even made it to his Ruby Sightstone yet. He's tried to go for that double gold per 10 items, and he didn't get the Ruby Sightstone. And then Elements, of course, didn't go for it either, but Skara gets completely destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely destroyed. Caught out with that Wall of Pain, and now they're going to try and turn it onto Crumbs, and the teleport comes in. Voyboy belly dashes the wrong way. Doesn't matter. He still has explosive cast to work it out. You can see the wild growth, but it's not going to be enough to save him. And Cop is unstoppable. 5-0-6. The KDA continues. Cutie Pie, he's going to try and keep pushing that bottom, but it's a 4-man push from Curse on mid lane.
Yeah, it's like a mini base race here. We have St. Vicious going back for him as well. He would have his flash flip up if he wants to get him, but Curse definitely has the upper hand in this trade.
Absolutely. You can't face base race 4v1. It's simply not possible. The maths don't work, and you can see St. Vicious, he's doing what he can, and Cutie Pie realizes he has to back away from this one. Meanwhile, Curse looking like they're going to rotate round. They're going to start clearing out the Baron.
Yeah, they got the Oracles on Elements. They see the ward in the back. They also know that Dignitas is a little bit scattered, but I think they're playing it safe. They know they can just go back to base, heal up, and then just take the victory as it comes to them, because they are so strong.
Oh, Dignitas, they're trying to get in. Actually, Elements was the only one. Everybody else had backed off, and suddenly they came in. I thought maybe they could both get caught, but instead it could have been reversed. Kiwi Kid, he needs to keep farming. He's trying to keep farming, but it seems to me he's just not built enough magic resist. I don't know. He's building up tanky, which is great against Cop, but the fact he's got Voyboy and Nijaki in there with that massive amount of magic damage now. They've both got Rabadon's death caps.
Kiwi Kid's not getting much more MR than he has right now. Like, he's went for Mercury Trends and a Spear Visage. He's sitting at 140, and the Runic Bulwark has given him 25 more. Like, 165 with close to 3,000 health is pretty strong. It's just the fact that Curse's APs have so much damage right now, it doesn't feel like enough because they can burst through whatever they want.
Yeah, and the fact he's got that Void Staff in there as well is definitely going to help out. And here we go, that AP combo of Nijaki and Voidboy. Curse, well, they had that week off, and it seems they used it absolutely perfectly to work out a new strategy that works for them as a team. And Scary, you can see, taking damage there from Voidboy. The tower just being worked on. I'm a Cutie Pie is non-existent. He's down the bottom, and this turret is going down. There's nothing they can do about it. One more hit will do it. Kiwi Kid does go in, but see Curse, they just react so quickly. They step away. One more shot. Cop takes down the turret.
Cop did have to burn his Verisalt, which would make them slightly weaker in this fight, but I feel like the goal lead is enough. Kiwi Kid popped his Renekton ultimate. He wants to engage.
And Cutie Pie's joined the fight, but there's 5 of them, and all of them, that Vara slow, just popped down, and Curse are just saying, come at me, bro. We are ready for this fight. Elements is ready and waiting to flash crescendo.
And they got the flash everything up if they want. Flash Flip, Flash Gragas, Flash Crescendo. But I think the biggest thing on their minds is this inhibitor. If Dignitas wants to fight them, Curse will win. It's just a matter of time.
And then barrels.
There it is.
They keep hitting, they keep landing. St. Vicious goes in, it's Scara taken out of the fight. It's Cop forces the intervention out of it and now just turns. He can solo up on Crumbs. He's got that much damage. Kiwi Kid, the rest of the team taking him down. Cop does take down one, and there's going to be another. Requiem comes out, boom! Takes down another 2 straight away. And wow, the inhibitor drops, and Curse surely going to pick up victory here. You see the Queen look in the bottom corner there. The Power Ranger, I think some call it as well. But they all have smiles on their face, and they will be taking down the Nexus turrets. There's nothing that Dignitas can do to prevent this one. They're going to work down the inhibitor. The Nexus going down 6-0-7 for Cop. He continues that KDA run.
Just adds more kills and assists to his still 9 deaths all season. That was really the polar opposite of the last time these teams